next queen, who weighed 300 pounds, had accidentally torn her gown because of her excessive weight. In order not to embarrass herself at the king's banquet, the queen hastily patched the tear with a nearby curtain. However, when the flustered queen arrived at the grand hall to greet the king's scheming mistress noticed the mended seam on her dress. Wanting to replace the woman and become queen herself, the mistress began talking while deliberately pulling at the queen's clothing. The stitched marks across the queen's chest were suddenly exposed for everyone to see. The mistress took the chance to accuse the woman of disrespecting the king's dignity. The queen hurried to explain that it was only because her dress was too small, but her body was so heavy that, in her nervousness, she began to sweat profusely. A sour, unpleasant odor quickly filled the hall. All the nobles and officials covered their noses and laughed at her. The enraged king ordered the queen to leave immediately. Afterward, the queen felt deeply humiliated, but the mistress, wanting to make her look even worse, pushed her into a pond. Because of her heavy body, the woman sank straight to the bottom. At that critical moment, she suddenly seemed to become a completely different person. She burst out of the water with unexpected strength. Before the mistress could react, the king, having heard the commotion, rushed to the scene. Seeing him arrive, the mistress quickly lied, claiming the queen had tried to attack her for revenge over the banquet incident. She said she had pushed the queen into the water only in self-defense. Hearing this, the queen could no longer hold back her anger. Even the king couldn't stop her fury. The next second, the mistress lost her balance and fell into the pond, dragging the king down with her. Afterward, the furious mistress demanded that the king punish the queen immediately. But one of the king's advisors stopped him, reminding him that the queen was a princess from an allied nation and could not be offended. The king sighed helplessly and left. The woman, now confident, mocked the mistress for being so foolish. The mistress gritted her teeth in rage. What no one knew was that the queen's sudden change in personality happened because a modern-day female CEO had been knocked unconscious by a falling picture frame. Her soul had traveled into the drowning queen's body. The woman had also gained a magical shopping system that offered her modern furniture and electronics. Soon, the palace was filled with modern sofas and gadgets. Determined to shed her excess fat, the woman used the gym equipment from the system to work out every day. After a month of hard training, she had transformed from a 300-pound woman into a slim, graceful beauty. Meanwhile, the mistress, desperate to become queen, heard from a maid that the king's mother would soon return to the palace. Since the queen mother valued appearance and manners above all, the mistress planned to make the queen look foolish in front of her. She brought her own son and went to flatter the queen mother. Seeing how elegant, polite, and well-behaved the mistress and her son were, the queen mother was pleased and even considered making the mistress queen instead. Feeling triumphant, the mistress continued to slander the queen, claiming she had been hiding in her chambers, indulging in food and drink, and had surely grown even fatter. Enraged by these words, the queen mother ordered the king to strip the queen of her title immediately. But at that moment, the woman arrived just in time. When everyone saw how completely transformed she was, they were utterly stunned. And it was at that moment that the woman's revenge against the mistress truly began.